Corned beef and cabbage is great for St. Patrick's Day, but a good shepherd's pie or cottage pie is hard to beat. This has got a lot of garlic in it. The filling will need a couple of cloves, and the mashed potatoes will need about 8 cloves, so a whole bulb of garlic is basically needed. Peel 10 cloves of garlic, and if there's like a big thick end on them, you can just trim it off, because for the mashed potatoes, we're going to leave the garlic whole, and when you got them all set, ready to go, throw them in a large stock pot. 4 large russet potatoes is the perfect amount of topping for our pie. Peel them, cut them in half lengthwise, and cut each half into 2 pieces. Cover the potatoes and garlic with cold water, bring them to a boil, and cook for like 10-15 minutes. When the potatoes are cooking, it's a good time to cut up everything else. You'll need 4 to 5 carrots, peeled and chopped into same size pieces. And by the way, if you haven't already, click subscribe, click the bell so you don't miss out on future Cooking with Chris videos. We'll also need 1 onion chopped. These potatoes are going to have some cheddar in them as well. Always use freshly grated cheese when you can. It tastes better, it melts better, it's just better. You can use whatever cheddar you want, but I went with an Irish whiskey Irish cheddar that I found at Costco. It's pretty mild, not bad, but just wish it had a little stronger cheddar taste to it. Also for the filling, we'll need some chopped garlic, 2 cloves, and about 3 to 4 slices of bacon. So let's finish those potatoes before we move on to the filling. Use a hand mixer, stand mixer, whatever you got. Throw the potatoes and garlic in. A good amount of salt and pepper. 4 tablespoons of Irish butter, of course. And a 1/4 cup of beef stock. And have another 1/4 cup on hand just in case they're like too thick. 1/2 cup worth of sour cream. Mix and mash. Check for seasoning, adjust if you need to, and then when they're mashed to your liking, nice and smooth is best, add in that shredded cheddar and mix it in. So you want to keep the potatoes warm too until you're ready to top your pie with them. It'll just make it easier to work with later on. So the filling, starting in a large pan. You don't need like a super big one, but one with some sides to it because we're going to have a lot in there. Like a nice cast iron skillet would be great. Get that bacon going, and you want to get it to the stage where it's crispy but still chewy. And I want to use some of that bacon fat, but there's like a 1/2 cup going on in there, so I just put it in a measuring cup and then put back a few splashes. Then added the onion. You want to cook it till it's translucent, but you don't need to cook it all the way because it's going to spend some time in this pan. Once the onions have gotten going, you want to add 1 pound of ground lamb if you want shepherd's pie, or 1 pound of ground beef if you want cottage pie. That's the difference. When you get the meat browned, go ahead and throw in the carrots and garlic and cook those for about 7 minutes. You just want to get those carrots a little bit softer. Oh, and by the way, if you wanted some peas in the filling, now would be the time to add them in. But no peas are allowed for me. Now we'll add in some thickening stuff, about a tablespoon of flour sprinkled over and maybe 3 to 4 ounces of tomato paste. And make sure you got a bottle of Guinness ready to go. Once you start stirring, you'll see the pan dry up quick. It'll kind of start to form a crust on the bottom of the pan. You just want to make sure the flour and paste is all mixed in, and then hit it with some beer. Guinness, of course, but any dark beer would work fine. Couple splashes at a time, work it in, scrape the bottom of the pan, couple more splashes. The whole bottle's basically going in here, so. Once the bottom of the pan is clean, throw in a big branch of rosemary. Now you could take about half of this and chop it up if you like, but I think just hanging out in the filling on the stovetop for a little bit adds the perfect amount of flavor. I mean, rosemary is like strong stuff. Season with salt and pepper, then add back in the bacon, the beef stock, and let that beer gravy simmer away. Now you don't want soup here. Simmer it for like 15 minutes. You want to reduce it. You don't want it swimming in gravy, but you want a nice sauce around everything. So when it's nice and thick, take out the rosemary and let's build this pie. Spray your pie pan and pour in the filling. Spread it around, even things out, and then start scooping with large scoops of mashed potatoes all around the top. Spread the potatoes out to make a nice potato crust, and then bake for about 35 minutes. Then you want to take it out, shred some more cheddar on top, and some fresh parsley too. Then put it back in for about 10 more minutes. This hearty meal takes a little effort and some time to make, but it's worth it. Let it cool for about 10 minutes, then you can enjoy. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment if you like, and I will cook with you later.